10 laps around the Bloomington Speedway here for Shuffle Bottom Tree Service presents All-Star Performance Heat Race number 1. Top 5 to the A main, the heat winner, and the next fastest transfer car out of this heat race will head into the dash redraw. Once again, Jake Blackhurst had an opportunity in a heat race win last night, was in this exact same position, starting on the pole of his heat race, and fell back to 4th, and that one sent him to a B main, kind of derailed his night from there, but qualified extremely strong again here tonight.
Yeah, just took the top 3 last night, and that made it so difficult. You know, one of my great friends, Levi Jones, the 5-time USAC sprint car driver, used to tell drivers, here's how you win championships. You qualify through your heats.
Yep.
You qualify well, you qualify through your heats, and you get to the feature. After that, everything takes care of itself. So that's the first order of business here.
And, of course, your Quick Time Award winner here tonight, Jacob Allen, in the number 1A, going to start 4th in this one. Behind him, Brady Bacon will start in that 5th and final transfer spot with Jordan Goldsberry on the outside looking in. Goldsberry had a heck of a run through his heat race last night, going 6th to 3rd to pick up a transfer spot.
That was the guy who you can see right now said, I have got to somehow get into this feature event, and he got it done.
And as a result of that last night, he bumped himself up to 3rd in IRA points.
Correct.
Just by the fact of getting into the feature. He jumped ahead of Scotty Neitzel, who did not make the A main last night at the Lincoln Park Speedway. Jake Blackhurst getting up and over the cushion there on his warm-up lap almost. So field will get set behind the number 96 of the Hannah City Outlaw, Jake Blackhurst. To his outside, once again, Zach Hampton, Max Guilford, Jacob Allen, row number 2, Brady Bacon, Jordan Goldsberry, row number 3, Brenham Crouch and Brian Bell, row number 4, Shelby Bosey and Reese Saldana, row number 5, John Bernard and Chris Spitz round out the field. Top 5 to the show. Everybody else to a Baling Racing Equipment B feature here out of Shuffle Bottom Tree Service presents All-Star Performance Heat Race number 1. Lights out on the corners. We are ready to go racing here tonight at the Bloomington Speedway in the Kevin Huntley Memorial. Jake Blackhurst and Zach Hampton lead the field through turns 3 and 4. You see that chalk stripe? That's where we'll hit the gas off of turn number 4. We're green.
Blackhurst does not want to repeat last night, gets off to the early advantage.
There was big contact between the 79 of Max Guilford and the 35 of Zach Hampton. Jacob Allen tried to take advantage of it, but Hampton slides up in front of him. Jake Blackhurst leads lap number 1.
Jacob Allen trying to run the bottom, runs out of racing room, has to reload down the back straightaway.
So Zach Hampton to 2nd now, Jacob Allen back to 3rd, Brady Bacon in 4th in the battle for 5th. That is for the 5th and final transfer spot between Jordan Goldsberry and Max Guilford.
Boy, Jordan getting very close to those inside tire markers, but trouble over there at the top of 4.
And that might save Jordan Goldsberry there, who was just about to drop outside of the transfers. Was scored 5th the last time by. That is the 3B, I believe that is the 3B of Shelby Bosey on the outside of turn number 4. And yes, it is. That different wing tonight for Shelby playing havoc on my notes here. So Shelby Bosey just up and over the cushion. Appears to be no harm, no foul. He will refire and take the tail of the field. So right now, Jake Blackhurst, Zach Hampton, Jacob Allen, Brady Bacon, and Jordan Goldsberry running transfer spots. Then Max Guilford, Brenham Crouch, John Bernard on the outside looking in.
Brenham's right. Brenham, you're right there.
So going to get the high sign on the flag stand this time by. Restart cone there on the front straightaway. Race fans, remember to keep your eyes on that battle for the 5th and final transfer spot. Jordan Goldsberry has it. Max Guilford in the 79 wants it with Brenham Crouch waiting in the weeds. Hard to believe that a guy who finished top 5 last night sitting on the outside looking in of a transfer spot That's just how strong these fields have been over the first 2 nights here in Indiana. Off at turn number 4, Jake Blackhurst will lead us back to the green here in heat race number 1. Blackhurst with a good restart. Zach Hampton to the bottom. Jacob Allen testing the top side through turns 1 and 2. Has a run on Hampton for the second spot.
There goes Jacob Allen taking a peek down low. Not enough room there.
And he's got to shut the door on Brady Bacon down the front straightaway. Bacon slides to the inside of Allen. Allen back around the outside of him, though.
And Bacon, another driver with plenty of experience in this racetrack. Driving down low, trying to get underneath Jacob Allen.
And meanwhile, that battle for the 5th and final transfer spot just got hotter as Jacob Allen goes to 2nd, Brady Bacon to 3rd now. Zach Hampton all of a sudden shuffled all the way back to 4th. Jordan Goldsberry in the 5th and final transfer spot right now.
Brady Bacon really wants that spot right now. That's Jacob Allen right in front of him. Meanwhile, we've got a couple. Brenham Crouch running the left.
Brenham Crouch gets around Jordan Goldsberry for that 5th and final transfer spot as Goldsberry and Crouch close in on Zach Hampton for the 4th spot.
Boy, there's a couple of IRA champions doing battle here on the red clay side by side into turn 3.
And Brady Bacon, meanwhile, forcing the issue on Jacob Allen into turn number 1. That was close. Reminder, this heat race 10 laps the distance. Next time by, there'll be 2 more laps to go. Jake Blackhurst out front. Jacob Allen in the 2nd spot. Still the battle for 5th. Wages as Brenham Crouch going to take it at the line from Jordan Goldsberry.
And he may have more as he goes on the left to the outside. Blackhurst as the white flag comes out.
Jacob Allen still trying to give chase as Blackhurst to the top. Now here comes Jacob Allen. That might put Jacob Allen into the dash here tonight. Jake Blackhurst gets past on the final lap. Jacob Allen going to take the heat race win. Jake Blackhurst in 2nd. Brady Bacon in 3rd to the line. Zach Hampton over Brenham Crouch.
Lord, I did not see that coming. I thought Jake Blackhurst had that one in the bag, but Jacob Allen thought differently.
And Chris Spitz going for an excursion over there in turns 1 and 2 after the checkered flag, as I believe that was Jordan Goldsberry slowing drastically down the front straightaway, but still, checkered flag here in heat race number 1. Jacob Allen going to grab the heat race win. Jake Blackhurst in 2nd, Brady Bacon in 3rd, Zach Hampton 4th, and Brenham Crouch will join those 4 into tonight's A main with Jordan Goldsberry, John Bernard, and the rest of the field on the outside looking in.
And so the dash cars are whom?
The heat winner and the next fastest transfer cars, so I believe that would be Jacob Allen, and I believe either Brady Bacon or Jake Blackhurst. Will have to get a check-in on that one. Who's the fastest transfer out of that one, So that spot really didn't matter a ton, actually, for Jake Blackhurst.
No, how about
he will
that?
still get to go to the dash here tonight. So
He still
that?
doesn't like it.
No, he wanted that heat race win. As heat race number 2 will push to the Speedway now, which is presented by Christine Hartman with Pleasant View Realty. Christine Hartman Pleasant View Realty is best known as every race fan's realtor and has over 25 years of experience selling real estate across Wisconsin. Her passion for racing is equal to her competitive drive and ambition as a realtor. If you see her at the track, she'd love to talk about all things racing and realty. For your real estate needs, race to Christine Hartman. Heat number 2 is also brought to you by Weld Racing. In 2024, Weld Racing is standing strong behind all IRA racing series, backing up its promise to support our dirt oval racing family. Weld Racing knows firsthand the heart and soul drivers put into their passion, so let's hit the track with confidence, knowing that we've got a great partner like Weld Racing cheering us on every step of the way. Starting on the pole of Christine Hartman with Pleasant View Realty presents Weld Racing Heat Race number 2. Out of Adrian, Michigan, piloting the number 7N, that's Darren Nida. And to his outside, out of Terre Haute, Indiana, the 16th is Kevin Newton.
Last night's winner from Franklin, Indiana, the 27th, that's Emerson Axel, alongside an IRA rookie there from New Berlin, Illinois, the 3N, that's Jake Newman.
Starting on the inside of row number 3 in 5th, out of Sheboygan, Wisconsin, the 73, that's the big wheel, Scotty Thiel. And to his outside, out of Sebastopol, California, the number 19 is Joel Myers Jr.
Row 4 finds Logan Julian from Oconomowoc, Wisconsin, the 85J. And he knows the way to San Jose. The 00, that is Timez Thomas Meserol.
Starting on the inside of row number 5 in 9th, out of Fillmore, Indiana, the 2H is Ivan Glotzbach. And to his outside, out of Jasper, Indiana, the 87 is Reed Whitney.
And then we find Jimmy Light from Liston, Indiana, the 23L from Waupun. Is that close?
Waupun.
Waupun, Wisconsin. This has been fun. That's Tyler Brabant from the 99 car.
So that is your lineup here for Christine Hartman Pleasant View Realty presents Weld Racing Heat Race number 2. As cars fired up around the Bloomington Speedway. So everyone pushed off here for heat race number 2. Another interesting lineup here. Darren Nida was running inside the top 10 last night at the Lincoln Park Speedway before that flat right rear tire derailed the 7N. Sent him back into the pit area. Of course, Emerson Axum, as you see there watching at home live on FloRacing. Emerson Axum picked up his first career 410 feature win, or 410 winged sprint car feature win last night at the Lincoln Park Speedway. And the driver right to his inside, Joel Myers Jr., the new track record holder at Lincoln Park Speedway. Another stacked heat race lineup here in heat race number 2. So field getting assembled in their proper starting positions here for heat race number 2, presented by Christine Hartman with Pleasant View Realty and Weld Racing. Chalk stripe laid down over there in turn number 4. Darren Nida and Kevin Newton on the front row. This one with Emerson Axum and Jake Newman, two guys who obviously put in strong runs last night. Jake Newman and Scotty Thiel. A couple of IRA regulars starting in 4th and 5th inside of transfer spots here, with Joel Myers Jr., Logan Julian, and Thomas Meserol just on the outside.
You know, Kevin Newton set that 6th fastest, I believe, in his flight time really relatively late.
Yeah.
It was a very impressive qualifying effort for Honest Abe.
Very, very strong qualifying effort from Kevin Newton. He's been kind of making a habit of that here recently wherever he races, but off at turn number 4, Darren Nida leads us down to the chalk stripe. We're green in heat race number 2. Good start from the Adrian, Michigan native. Kevin Newton trying to close the door, but Scotty Thiel muscles his way to the inside. Now he's to the inside of Emerson Axum. Axum slams the door through turns 3 and 4. Washes up the racetrack. Darren Nida leads lap number 1. Axum in the 2nd spot. Thiel in 3rd. Kevin Newton 4th, and the Hornets next behind them.
Yeah, Myers trying to work hard at the bottom, but Newman in the 3N trying to really root down even lower on the track.
And Kevin Newton slides up the racetrack. That's going to open up the door for Jake Newman and Joel Myers Jr. They get past the 16TH. Now Logan Julian, the first car on the outside of the transfer spot.
Yeah, he's going to try to fight back down low. Meanwhile, Nana right out front with a nice healthy advantage.
And Logan Julian now to the inside of Kevin Newton. Put Logan Julian into a top 5 spot here in heat race number 2.
Well, that is a great battle for that 5th position. But there is Axum working hard on the lip, trying to really close in on your leader. Emerson
has found the top here at the Bloomington Speedway. Not quite working for him just yet. He tries a slider line through turns 3 and 4. Scotty Thiel trying to close in on the WCI number 27.
Joel Myers was impressive last night. Sebastopol, California driver, running in the 4th position, solidly in the field.
Excuse me, I misread that. Logan Julian not in a top 5 spot. He is the first car on the outside looking in as he tries to close in on Jake Newman. That is the car in the 5th and final transfer.
Yeah, he's working hard to try to get that done. Meanwhile, Axum has closed a bit last time by just a little less than a second.
Trying to run where they're not. He is the only car ripping the outside of the speedway as he tries to continue to close in on Adrian, Michigan's Darren Nida. That time by 2 more laps to go for the Slarsky Excavating number 7N as he works down the back straightaway.
He's going to have some traffic to contend with, Lauren, before he gets the checkered flag. At least I would believe so.
So white flag out, 1 more lap to go for Nida. He's closing in on Ivan Glotzbach down the back straightaway. Axum not within striking distance just yet. Darren Nida going to take heat race number 2 back to Adrian, Michigan. He takes the heat race win. Emerson Axum in 2nd, Scotty Thiel in 3rd, Joel Myers Jr. in 4th, and Jake Newman rounds out the 5th and final transfer spot. So heading to the A main out of Christine Hartman, Pleasant View Realty presents Weld Racing Heat Race number 2. The 3N of Jake Newman, the 19 of Joel Myers Jr., the 73 of Scotty Thiel, the 27 of Emerson Axum. And race fans, give it up for your Heat Race number 2 winner out of Adrian, Michigan, Darren Nida. Heat number 3 with the bumper-to-bumper IRA Outlaw Sprint Cars is brought to you by King Racing Products. For over 20 years, King Racing Products has been manufacturing the finest sprint car parts out of only the finest materials. Family owned and operated by racers for racers, King Racing Products' attention to detail and precision manufacturing is what makes it the choice of champions. Racer design and outlaw proven. To find out how you can get the same great products that the top teams use, visit them at kingracingproducts.com. Heat number 3 will line up like this. Starting on the pole out of Canton, Illinois, the number 55, that's Big Daddy, Chris Wyndham. To his outside on the Plymouth, Indiana, the number 4 is Zane DeVault.
Pilsen, Washington driver J.J. Hickles in the 22X. He'll start on the inside of row number 2. He'll be joined by Danny Schaefer from Gibson, Wisconsin in the 25.
Inside of row number 3, starting 5th out of Terre Haute, Indiana, the number 37 is Bryce Norris. And to his outside out of Hebron, Indiana, the 12 is Corbin Gurley.
Dylan Norris won some hard Charger honors last night in the 17N. He's from Hanover, Pennsylvania. He'll be joined by the rookie for Coldwater, Michigan, the 16C. That's Tyler Rankin.
Inside of row number 5, starting 9th out of Tempe, Arizona, the 34 is Sterling Kling, and is Arizona native to his outside out of Chandler, Arizona, the 19 AZ. That's Hayden Reinbold.
And you're taking the next one.
On the inside of row number 6, out of Waupun, Wisconsin, the number 21 is Will Garrett's.
That gauge Montgomery from Fredericktown, Missouri. I got that one the 7th time in. I now have just a complete mental block on that one.
So just a reminder, race fans, Gage Montgomery missing the scales after his qualifying effort, so that is why he is starting at the tail of this heat race in that Gifford Holmes number 79. So field assembling in their proper starting positions through turns 3 and 4 here at the Bloomington Speedway. Again, a reminder, top 5 to the A main, the heat winner and the next fastest transfer car will head to the dash redraw. As of now, that will happen on the front straightaway. If we get close for time here tonight, we will have that back at the IRA trailer in the pit area.
We keep an eye on the lines that the drivers are employed, and Emerson Axon was committed to the high side, but even in qualifying, Chris Wyndham seemed pretty comfortable down on the bottom.
Yeah, the bottom side was the preferred lane there in heat race number 2. However, that is just going to get slicker and slicker down there, and eventually that top side is going to come back in.
Well, you can't pass it if you follow. I mean, at some time, you've got to try for it. You don't want to do it if you're in a transfer position, but maybe if you're comfortable, you search around a little bit.
And it's going to be key for the guys on the outside lane on this initial start to try and either race for the bottom or power around the outside and then slam the door into turn number 3. As again, still just a lot of moisture there on the low line of the racetrack that the guys can kind of put their left side tires in and hook to help the car turn through the corner, just making that bottom lane a little bit more dominant right now. And 16C of Tyler Rankin getting pushed onto the speedway. That was a little bit late. So Noah Gass out there in the 20G. He's in the next heat race.
He's ready.
Yeah, he was all kinds of eager there for the 20G. And so Tyler Rankin getting his spot there. He will start in the 8th position for the Angola, Indiana native and Rookie of the Year contender. But up front, Chris Wyndham and Zane DeVault on the front row of this one with J.J. Hickle and Danny Schlafer. Remember, Danny Schlafer was quick time here in Flight B tonight. Really strong qualifying effort.
Yeah, it really was. I forgot all about that. You're correct.
Picked up 4 IRA feature wins in quick succession back in 2022. Has been winless since.
Great family operation. Again, I know Steve Sinclair said his father was involved in the very beginning. He started getting involved with the Interstate Racing Association, which goes back to the days of Carmen Manzardo without any question.
28 of Luke Ferrardi also out there in the incorrect heat race. So trying to get Luke Ferrardi off of the racetrack here. There we go. So the Springfield Pepsi number 28 pulling off of the back straightaway. Thought his receiver wasn't working there for a second. but he does make the exit off of the racetrack. So we'll reset here. Chris Windham and Zane DeVault on the front row. J.J. Hickle and Danny Schlafer, row number 2. Bryce Norris and Corbin Gurley in row number 3. Bryce Norris starting in that 5th and final coveted transfer spot with one more heat race left to run here tonight at the Bloomington Speedway. Chris Windham and Zane DeVault going to lead the field to the chalk stripe. We're green in heat race number 3. Good start from Windham, goes down to the bottom. Zane DeVault tries to rip around the outside through turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, Windham went exactly where we thought he would go. Now DeVault's going to try to follow suit.
Meanwhile, Tyler Rankin, who started in the 8th spot, rips around the outside of everyone through turns 1 and 2. He's looking on the outside of a transfer spot up to the 6th spot as Dylan Norris goes to work on J.J. Hickle.
Oh, that outside groove is working for some, Lauren.
That Tyler Rankin just used it right there to get by Dylan Norris for the 5th and final transfer spot. Now Corbin Gurley all over Norris as they work down the back straightaway. Now Rankin closing in on both J.J. Hickle and Danny Schlafer into turns 1 and 2.
Run thus far for Rankin. You're right, as he's a little bit of trouble getting off the 2, but reloads right behind Danny.
So now Dylan Norris reloading once again to try and close in on Rankin for that 5th and final transfer spot. Meanwhile, up front, Chris Windham and Zane DeVault out front and gone here so far with J.J. Hickle, Danny Schlafer, and now Dylan Norris to the inside of Rankin looking for that 5th and final transfer. Into turns 1 and 2, halfway home, 5 in, 5 to go here. Norris, Schlafer, and Rankin all doing battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Norris tries to pull ahead a little bit. Actually had the 5th and final transfer last time by, but now Rankin powers back around the outside.
Run coming off the turn number 2. Can he keep his boot in it? Not quite. That's where the momentum has to come.
Rankin way sideways through turns 3 and 4, just throwing caution to the wind now, trying to get up and past the 17 end of Dylan Norris. Now he pulls to the bottom of the speedway through turns 1 and 2.
This sheds a light on Zane DeVault. That's a really good race driver. Opportunity here to shine over 4 days here in the Hoosier State.
Chris Windham works through turns 3 and 4, and off in the corner he'll see the white flag. One more lap to go for the NOS Energy drink number 55. Zane DeVault in the 2nd spot, still trying to give chase on the top side of the speedway. Dylan Norris now well ahead of Tyler Rankin for that 5th and final transfer, but Chris Windham going to take the heat race win.
Yeah, thus far it's been a mission accomplished for Windham.
Zane DeVault in the 2nd spot, J.J. Hickle in 3rd, Danny Schlafer in 4th, and Dylan Norris takes the 5th and final transfer spot. Sterling Kling rolling to a stop in turns 1 and 2 there, but transferring into tonight's A main out of that heat race. Dylan Norris taking that 5th and final transfer spot, but race fans, give it up for your heat race number 3 winner, Chris Windham. Heat number 4 is presented by Autometer. Designed for the absolute harshest environments, the Autometer Extreme Environment series of gauges provide the very best in waterproof sealing. Extreme Environment gauges offer sealed front and rear for protection against the elements in exposed cockpits with ultra-lightweight construction. Upgrade to the Extreme Environment gauges today to extract the most performance safely and avoid expensive failures. Starting on the pole of Autometer, heat race number 4, out of Sapulpa, Oklahoma, the number 52 is Blake Hahn, and to his outside, out of Waterville, Ohio, the 5T is Travis Philo.
Row 2 from Mounds, Oklahoma, the 20G, that's Noah Gass. Alongside is the Shark, Carter Sarf. Mason City, Illinois driver, pilot's car number 5.
Inside of row number 3, starting 5th, out of Plymouth, Wisconsin, the 87A is the Dirt Track Heart Attack. Austin Hartman into his outside, out of Beaver Dam, Wisconsin, the 2W is Scotty Neitzel.
Oh boy, great racing families represented here. That's called Duncan. Alongside Versailles, Missouri, car number 3, it's Ayrton Jeniton.
Inside of row number 5, starting 9th out of Valparaiso, Indiana, the 13 is Van Gurley Jr. And to his outside out of Avon, Indiana, the 77S is Trey McGranahan.
And Luke Verardi from Taylorville, Illinois brings up the rear.
So that is your lineup here for Autometer Heat Race number 4 with the IRA Sprint Cars and the Bloomington Speedway. Cars gassing it up around the Bloomington Speedway here.
I've shared a little information about the Geniton family. Here's an interesting factoid about Gene Geniton, the grandfather there. Outstanding Kansas City drivers, super modified sprint cars, midgets, you name it. But one of those haunts was Olympic Stadium, which is just a little bit west and north of the current sports complex in Kansas City. Olympic Stadium was a place where a guy won his very first USAC race in the 1950s by the name of A.J. Foyt.
Never heard of him before.
Yeah, he almost made it. But Gene's a member of the National Midget Hall of Fame, we might add.
So Blake Hahn and Travis Philo going to be on the front row of this one. There's Blake Hahn, a driller winner down at the Tulsa Expo Center, and Travis Philo, a veteran of the dirt tracks of Ohio. They lead the field down the back straightaway. Fourth and final heat race here tonight for the 410 wing sprint cars. 305 heat races coming up next. Off of turn number 4, Blake Hahn gets on the gas. We're green in heat race number 4. Decent start from Philo on the outside. He'll go to the top shelf. Through turns 1 and 2. Goes side by side with Hahn on the back straightaway. Hahn pulls away for the lead into turns 3 and 4.
So Blake Hahn tried to shake off the tough love last night, but Ayrton Geniton trying to ride the crest of the wave, and now trying to ride the cushion out of turn 2.
Off of turn number 4, Noah Gas went 2 for 1 to the inside of Carter Sarf and Eric Geniton. Now he's to the inside of Travis Philo. Noah Gas up to second, and behind him, trying to follow through turns 1 and 2, is Eric Geniton in the number 3.
See, it paid dividends to come out of the right heat race because he's making it happen.
Eric Geniton trying to work in the top shelf. Off of turn number 4, gets around Travis Philo for the moment. Philo through the middle, and here comes Carter Sarf. Sarf currently in that 5th to final transfer spot with Scotty Neitzel close behind.
Yeah, there's Sarf from the bottom, and Geniton really is making that outside sing.
Geniton now going to work on Noah Gas for the 2nd spot. Meanwhile, Blake Hahn is out front and checked out in the number 52, but Geniton letting it sing up on the top side around the outside of the Arrowhead Electric number 20G.
Okay, Briscoe won about 6 track championships here. He's been helping Carter Sarf for that Briscoe Motorsports team, and Carter's doing his part.
So Sarf up into the 4th spot, Philo in 5th, and he's got to be careful working the top side of the speedway. Scotty Neitzel closing in quickly in the number 2W, but now Philo back around the outside of Sarf momentarily.
Boy, Scotty doesn't want to be on the outside looking in. Here comes Ayrton.
The Geniton again with a big run on Noah Gas through turns 1 and 2. Gas trying to have that car just turn on a dime through the corners. Got on the gas big time down the back straightaway, pulled a little bit of a gap, but here comes Geniton once again.
It's always high stakes poker on the outside. One little blip and you're off. And there he is right now still hammering that cushion.
White flag out, one more lap to go for Blake Hahn at the front of the field. Noah Gass now pulls ahead of Eric Jennison ever so slightly. Philo still in that fifth and final transfer spot. Drew turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Blake Hahn going to grab the heat race win and punch his way into the dash chute tonight. Noah Gass in the second spot. Eric Jennison in third. Carter Sarf in fourth, and Travis Philo holds on for the fifth spot ahead of Scotty Neitzel and Cole Duncan.
So Scotty's got some work to do. Blake Hahn very impressive in that heat race victory.
So transferring into the A main out of the fourth and final heat race here tonight, the 5T of Travis Philo, the 5 of Carter Sarf, the 3 of Ayrton Jennison, the 20G of Noah Gass, and race fans, give it up for your heat race number 4 winner, the 52 of Blake Hahn. And now we will move into heat race competition for the 305 sprint cars here tonight at the Kevin Huntley Memorial.
Yes, indeed. It is a big